Jeanette.
And I'm Casey.
If you are here to get some wholesome entertainment, you are in the wrong place. Liquor and Lawlessness uses explicit language and talks about true crime. But if you can handle that and think stupidity is funny, you are in the right place.
Yes, you are. Liquor and Lawlessness combines our two favorite things, drinking and discussing true crime committed by fucking morons who may or may not be under the influence. So,
today's episode is called Big
let me botch you up, baby.
Big Box Debauchery. I like to think of big box stores as creating the anonymity of Facebook. So people who do really stupid things they might not do in a smaller establishment where you will see your neighbors and possibly your grandma. Although that might not stop some of the people that we feature on our podcast.
All right, so here we go. Big Box Debauchery. I can't say that. So we had several choices for our liquor pairing today, thinking about big boxes. The first thing that comes to mind is $13.99 Kirkland's vodka at Costco, because that's amazing.
And a big box.
And and boxed wine.
Yeah.
Right? Boxed wine came to mind. But we decided to go with a little bit of a smaller guy. Trader Joe's. Charles Shaw wine, a.k.a. $2 Chuck. This is a 2010 California Chardonnay that costs $3.99. So
inflation has gotten the $2 Chuck up to the $3.99 level?
Yeah, this is like $4 Chuck. So we're going to drink some Charles Shaw Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's.
I do too.
Chardonnay. But I like my Kirkland vodka too. Can you pop that top, baby? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Some $4 Chuck. Chardonnay. You like Chardonnay?
Sometimes.
Well, you're going to fucking like it today.
Oh, look at me trying to pretend that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Sniffing the wine, looking for the legs.
I'm not a wine connoisseur, so this is probably going to really fuck me up. I'm used to drinking Franza.
Oh, yeah, the big box, man.
Yeah, and playing Slap the Bag. Have you ever played Slap the Bag?
No, what's Slap the Bag? Do tell.
You take the plastic bag out of the box of Franza.
Okay.
You know, it comes in a plastic bag.
Yes.
And you...
I didn't think they just poured wine into a cardboard box.
You hold it above your mouth, and then somebody else slaps the bag while you're drinking it.
What's the point?
I don't know. It's just a drunk game. You slap the bag.
All right. If I knew what I was talking about when it comes to wine, I would be able to say it has hints of and notes of, but no, it has notes of drunken hangovers. Wine hangovers are the worst.
Yeah, and it has sulfites. I think that shit's bad for you.
Only if it affects you.
It is from
Napa.
Napa.
It's not terrible, though.
It's from Napa. Does that make it better?
No, Michigan wine is better.
Oh.
But I'm a snob.
Is IA Iowa?
Yeah.
And is ME Maine?
Yes.
They have a bottle return on these.
Oh, but we don't.
That's odd.
Yeah.
All right. Well, down goes the $2 Chuck, $4 Chuck, whatever you want to call it.
All right. So let's start with, and nothing speaks more high class with a Chardonnay than throwing ice cubes in it.
Well,
Casey.
Sorry. Do you hear my ice cubes? Sorry. I can't. I need to have it like on ice.
It's fancy that way.
I feel fancy.
Yeah. So we need to start with our Urban Dictionary definitions. So according to Urban Dictionary, a big box store is a large, freestanding, rectangular, single-floor store built on a concrete slab. They are incredibly wasteful and ugly to look at, having no aesthetic value whatsoever. Typically have a very large parking lot with no trees. That is how I picture them as well.
Yeah, and lots of carts fucking scattered around.
Yeah. So here's the other definition that I appreciated, which was that they are a large store, sometimes called a superstore, but apparently those are very distinct things. And, if you're a snob, you know the difference. I don't. But they are run by a major corporation. No one knows where the term came from because the speculation is that the store's goods are shipped in big boxes, maybe, or that the store itself looks like a big box.
Or maybe you have a big box.
Maybe you have a big box after you've had so many children that you have to go to a big box store in order to purchase the essentials for your home. Who knows? But as a result, anyone who's using the term big box should be slapped with a large trout. This is according to Urban Dictionary. I am not suggesting that this is how we handle ourselves.
With a large trout.
Yes. And you should be slapped with that large trout because you are using a phrase that you yourself do not really understand. So here it is in a sentence. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This sentence is my favorite part of Urban Dictionary.
In today's financial news, big box store Target is increasing its competition against big box store Walmart. Ow! That trout hurt.
What is a I'm just imagining somebody slapping me with fish.
Literally, that's what they're suggesting. And I'm not going to say that there's a correlation between fish and boxes, but maybe there is.
Smelly fishy box. That's disgusting. You are so gross.
Speaking of gross,
I was looking at the stories that we have planned for today. Not all of them, but many of them have to do with bodily fluids.
that's appropriate for the big box.
It is. Big box and bodily fluids. So let's get started and listen to some fucking crazy stories.
Okay, so let's start in St. Petersburg, Florida, because where else would you start? So a Florida man was arrested after he was caught having sex with stuffed animals inside Target. And it is plural intentionally.
Stuffed animals?
Correct. So, according to witnesses,
Hit the target, hey?
some guy named Corey Meter, who was 20, and I don't know, and it's Meader, not meter like a stick, because if he had his own meter, he probably wouldn't need a stuffed animal. But that's...
When he's 20, like, are you that desperate to get it?
Apparently.
I mean, the 20-year-olds usually are throwing their dick all around.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, he went to the Olaf section of Target and took an Olaf from the store shelves and began to dry hump the toy.
Let it go. Let it go.
Well, he did let it go, and he ejaculated on said Olaf doll, which is fine, but it's not fine, but, you know, it's one thing. But then he just put the doll back, like didn't buy it dinner, didn't take it out, nothing.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, he built a snowman. But he, so after he was done with Olaf, because he's also kind of practices debauchery himself and moves from animal to animal. So he put Olaf back and then found himself a large unicorn stuffed animal and began, and this is according to the article, began to have sex with that object as well. And so as I'm envisioning having sex with a unicorn, I think the unicorn may have fucked him.
I was going to say. The unicorn's fucking him.
Right.
For sure.
But he was taken into custody while in the store, and he admitted to doing what he says was, quote, stupid stuff, unquote.
You think?
Yeah.
Corey?
He was arrested and charged with criminal mischief, which I think is really an interesting approach to
criminal mischief.
Yes.
Shouldn't it be like sexual harassment?
Apparently, I mean, I would think.
Like rape.
Yes. Did Olaf consent?
Oh, God.
The sad news, on a sad, sort of postscript of this story, the Olaf and the unicorn stuffed animals were removed from the store and destroyed.
Oh, so he cost them their lives.
Correct. Yep.
Fucking Corey Meter. You pig in St. Petersburg, Florida. Does that go on his record?
But not a sexual charge, just criminal mischief.
So what is criminal mischief?
Apparently it's being an asshole in the Target.
That's disgusting. Okay. All right, we're moving on. More bodily fluids.
Woohoo!
Something smells. All right. I'm just going to give you the title. Melissa Jacobson, shout out to you, who lives in Wisconsin, accused of pooping in a Kmart.
Kmart, do they still exist?
Well, that's what I was wondering. This story is from 2017.
Okay.
So it's a little old. There's no Kmart's around here.
There was a Kmart that was right up the road, and it closed about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay, well, Melissa, she had to return some shit at Kmart.
Some shit?
Literally, some shit. And she left something behind that was not on her receipt.
That was from her behind?
Yes. She left a big pile of her own shit, people. Melissa had to do a return at Kmart. She's 49 years old, by the way. Can we talk about that?
Yes, let's talk about that. Because she's too young to be incontinent, so that she had no choice and had to shit. but she's also too old to not know better.
Right, like you're not in your 20s, like, haha, let me take a shit in Kmart. It's funny.
Right.
Like 49 years old.
Is she under the influence?
No. This was at fucking 10:22 in the morning.
I worked with a guy once who went on new medication and he shit all over the hallway.
Oh my gosh. So she comes into Kmart and she apparently nature called and she snuck behind a store cash
she
register.
She should have hung up on nature.
She snuck behind the cash register and defecated in a box of security tags. But it gets better.
Okay, but did they reuse the security tags? Just sort of hose them off?
Oh my, no, that's disgusting because not only did she defecate on them, she pissed on them.
But can you piss without shitting or shit without pissing?
I cannot. I have to piss and then shit. But my dog shits and then pisses.
So it's possible.
But you have to do both together.
I think you do.
Yeah, okay. So the security footage shows her at 10:22 a.m. going behind a cash register and shitting in the security tags and then reaching behind the counter for some paper towel to wipe herself.
Well, at least she tries to be clean.
So she fucking cleaned up and then she went back to
Where did she put the toilet paper?
It doesn't say. That's a good question.
The paper
she
towel.
Threw it in the box with the shit and the piss. She goes back to the customer service desk, finishes her return, and takes off. So she's done. Well, this is my favorite part of the story. So according to the video footage...
Because you're always caught on videotape at big box stores, like, people.
I know. How do they not know they're on video? Jacobson was wearing a shirt with a dump truck on it. And it had the phrase, dropping a load. Which
she did.
Like, did she do that on purpose?
I hope so. Except then that's premeditated, dropping a load. Is that a higher charge?
Kind of shirt and shit at the store. And then
well, who at 49 wears a shirt like that?
Dropping a load?
Right.
Yeah. So, employees started noticing a strange odor on the register.
I guess so.
And they discovered the Poo Light Special. It was also soaked in urine.
Ew.
So anyways, they called the police, and Jacobson, fucking dumbass, had returned some stuff, so the employees gave the police her address, name, address, all that bullshit. They went to her house, opened her door. She said, yeah, I'm Melissa Jacobson, and she was still wearing the same pants, tennis shoes, and the dropping a load shirt.
Nice.
That was seen on footage, but denied it was her pooping at Kmart. Even after they told her they had her on camera, she denied it.
Even with the shirt on?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If I was the police, I would have just said, you are accused of dropping a load, and your shirt confesses all I need to know.
Imagine those police officers. Can you imagine having to go to a door to pick somebody up that shit at Kmart?
No, and then I'm worried that in my squad car, they're going to take another dump.
Right? So she totally denied it, resisted being taken into custody. She was charged with 3 misdemeanors. Yeah. Disorderly conduct, resisting an officer, and obstructing an officer. So she says she was free on $500 bond. But yeah. Oh, and part of her bond condition requires that she is to never be in a Kmart again.
So I wonder how they know. You know, I mean, she agrees, yes, I won't be in a Kmart, but...
I still feel like it was... I don't understand how you wear a shirt with a dump truck that says dropping load.
Right, that is not premeditated.
Don't purposely go fucking drop a load. Right?
I think it was all intentional. I like to think it's all intentional.
Anyways, I don't know if she's married or not, but Melissa Jacobson in Racine, Wisconsin, your husband must be proud of you.
And your mother.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Fucking pig.
All right, so keeping the whole thing going regarding bodily fluids and how disgusting they are, we are going to find ourselves in Newcastle, Delaware.
All right, hang on. I got to drink some of my...
Your $2 chuck, your $4...
Iced over $2 chuck.
$4 Chardonnay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, this is a Walmart. Poor
well,
Walmart. Some random craziness happens in a Walmart. Anyway, so Frank Short Jr.
Well, there's a problem there.
Right?
With Short. We have this conversation every time. I fucking hate people with 3 names. Frank Short Jr.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, if you go by 3 names, you're an asshole.
Yeah. But Frank is an asshole but he's in love.
Oh, who's he in love with? Tell me.
He's in love with a rando woman that he saw at Walmart, and he followed her around Walmart and threw semen at her buttocks and legs.
What? Wait, was he jacking off in the store?
Or
did he, like, jack off prior and was, like, where's the semen coming from?
Well, did you not have sex education?
No, but I'm just trying. Like, was he jacking off and just, like, held his hand there in Walmart and collected it and threw it at her?
I'm thinking yes. It's not clear, but I'm guessing that's what he did. Yes, exactly. So,
hey, honey, you want to come home with me? Let me throw those semen at you.
Let me come on you.
Ew.
Right. So apparently he was walking around the store, following around the store because he thought that she was cute and that they had some sort of, he was sexually attracted to her basically.
Really?
And so what he did is he threw his semen at her. And when he was arrested, he was charged with lewdness, disorderly conduct. And then I'll tell you the third charge in a moment because I think it's a really interesting law. But he claimed that he had a cold. That was his defense. I had a cold and I mistakenly shook some phlegm off my hand in the direction of the woman. But then when they said, no, that's not what you did, then he said that he spit into his hand and, quote, accidentally threw it at the woman. How do you accidentally throw saliva or spit at somebody?
And you said he threw it at her butt?
And her legs, yeah.
Oh. Can you imagine?
No. Even the coughing and getting phlegm on your hands, what makes you think that that's an appropriate way to dispose of it?
I feel like he's like Spider-Man. You know, he goes like, shh, like throws his web out.
Yes.
Like, let me chuck some semen at you to pick you up. That's fucking, he's a fucking sick pig. I told you I don't like people with 3 names. Frank Short Jr., fuck you.
And so the third charge that he was charged with is, the quote is, touching another person with saliva, urine, feces, or other bodily fluid. I am concerned about Delaware and the fact that they need this as a law. Although perhaps it would have been helpful in St. Petersburg, Florida, with the lewd behavior towards the Olaf and the...
Is that a law here?
I don't know. I feel like in Michigan they would probably lump it in with some other sexual
criminal
assault.
mischief.
Criminal mischief.
Oh God! That's
Ejaculation
disgusting.
in public. I'm not sure. It feels
Who
like
goes
it should
to
be
Walmart and throws semen at somebody?
Frank Short Jr.
Oh God.
Yes, but he was sexually attracted to her, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure that turned her on immediately.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's disgusting. Let's move on. Okay. Let's get away from some fucking bodily fluids.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on to some utter nonsense. According to Daily News, a Virginia man stole 26 gallons of milk from the local Walmart.
Why does somebody need 26 gallons of milk?
My first thought was, doesn't that go bad?
I would think.
Mm-hmm. How do you drink through 26 gallons of milk?
It doesn't seem healthy.
But when he stole the 26 gallons of milk, he was dressed in a cow suit.
Oh, that makes it better. Perhaps there was some sort of cosplay that was sexual in nature.
And here's the other part. He was 18 years old.
Oh,
dressed like a cow, loaded up his cart, and tried to leave the store.
I can actually see an 18-year-old doing that because they're dumb.
What, because they think that's funny?
I'm sure they thought it was funny. It could have been, some sort of prank associated with a fraternity or something.
I don't know. So he walks out of Walmart in his cow suit and his 26 gallons of milk, and he goes across the street to a McDonald's where he was arrested.
That feels like McDonald's serving cows as food. Maybe it was some sort of political statement that we don't understand.
I'm just trying to get past the 26 gallons of milk. And what you might do with that.
I don't want to imagine. Because of the previous stories we've shared, I don't think I want to imagine what anybody would do at the worst juncture of their lives.
He wanted to get caught. I mean, how do you walk into Walmart and steal in a cow costume? Right?
Maybe he thought that was a good disguise.
Maybe he thought, well, they'll think it's my milk.
That's right, exactly.
Okay.
It's mine. Prove it's not. Prove me wrong. It's one of those, like, prove me wrong things.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
All right, this next one actually speaks of a high school senior prank that I am familiar with. Don't ask me why.
Have you done this prank?
No, I haven't done this prank, but at my high school there was a rash of putting icy hot on the toilet seat.
No.
Mm-hmm. But this one is worse because the icy hot, just is a...
Did you do it? Does it burn your ass?
Well, it's icy and then it's hot. There's no permanent damage because it is something that you're supposed to put on the skin, so it's okay. But this guy is the victim of it was in Maryland, and he went into a Walmart to use the restroom. So first of all,
there's your first problem.
First of all,
who uses a fucking toilet at Walmart?
Right.
And or any, not to dog, just Walmart.
But I will say that every time I go into Kohl's, I feel like I have to take a dump.
Well, do you not feel some sort of way about Kohl's?
I don't think I do, but it feels like every single time I go into a Kohl's, I have to take a dump.
Was their bathroom fancy?
No, not even a little bit. I mean, it's just a normal bathroom.
I
it's
feel
clean
like
or whatever.
Every time I have to go into a public restroom, it's like because people have like you're in the store and there's like no, it's coming, right? I mean, it's just a total fucking blowout. Because if it's not a blowout, you're gonna make it home.
I guess,
it just looks like a fucking scene in there.
It does look like a scene. It does.
Like it's either I'm gonna shit my pants or I'm gonna blow out in the mire.
Yes, but it is definitely one of those things where I feel as if I don't have the ability to leave the store and make it home. I know it sounds weird, and I'm sharing way too much.
I have to digress for a minute. So my son, when he was like, I don't know, I want to say 6 or 7 years old. It was like he was old enough to go into the bathroom by himself.
Yes.
So we were traveling on the road, and he was like, gotta go. Gotta take a shit, gotta go. So I don't think he said take a shit, but... So we pull over to...
He would be the coolest guy ever if he did.
We pull over to McDonald's, and we go in, and so I'm like, okay, you go in, I'll stand right here by the door.
Right.
Because, again, he was old enough to go in by himself, but...
But you want to be safe. Yeah.
Right. So I'm standing outside of the men's bathroom door waiting for him. And he goes in, and then a construction dude goes in.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. Well, then the construction guy comes out, and my son still is not out. Like, what the fuck is going on in there? So he comes out, and he has this look of, like, horror. Total fucking horror on his face.
No.
And I'm like, what's going on? So my son was in the one stall that was there doing his business. Mm-hmm. The construction guy came in and pounded on the bathroom stall while my son was in there taking care of business. And
leaving a deposit.
Yeah. He was like, somebody's in here. So the construction guy had to go so bad. My son said, all of a sudden, I hear his pants hit the floor.
Oh, no.
And his belt hit the floor. He sat on the urinal. He sat on the urinal and took a shit.
Yeah.
In the urinal. And then pulled his pants up and left. So
Did he flush?
It's a urinal. No,
I know. Some of them don't.
Well, no, because then my son came out of the stall. And he said the whole urinal was filled with shit.
Oh, no.
So he was like, and that horrified him at 7 years old. Sorry.
That would horrify me today.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry I digressed. Thinking about shitting in a public place.
Well, so this poor sap had to poop desperately. And apparently, didn't do the cursory put the toilet paper down. Just sat right on.
Oh. You didn't put the seat cover on?
No seat cover, nothing.
Paper.
Just, ass to plastic or ceramic or whatever it's made out of. Unfortunately, somebody had covered the seat in super glue. And he was stuck. Now, how he notified the authorities of the stuckedness of his buttocks to the seat, I don't know, but...
Wait, what do you call 911 from your cell phone? Like, hi?
I guess if you had your cell phone in there with you, yes.
Where was this at? Walmart?
Walmart.
Hi, I'm in Walmart, and my ass is stuck to the toilet.
Exactly. Which I wonder how many calls it took before the dispatcher believed it to be a serious situation.
Okay.
But he actually had to be removed by emergency personnel. And that if the person who put the super glue on the seat had been found, that person would have faced second-degree assault charges. So
Holy
it must have been
shit.
a really serious incident. Icy hot, not a good idea, but at least with icy hot, you're not doing permanent damage to the skin the way you would be with
Super glue?
With super glue.
I might try that icy hot prank. I'm not gonna lie.
Warning
Maybe
to
on
your
my husband.
colleagues.
Fucking piss me off. Go ahead, I dare you. Put some icy hot on the shitter.
Right.
Oh, God. Okay, where are we at now? Oh, Shop with a Cop. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, so these events happen all over the place. Shop with a Cop. So at Christmas time, the police take out underprivileged children and let them pick out, toys. They get to go shopping with the police officers for Christmas. This is in our good old home state of Michigan.
Woohoo!
Yepper. At a Target. So it was a Shop with a Cop event in December. And a 40-year-old woman and an 18-year-old female, they were together, decided that they were going to shoplift.
Were they related or you don't know?
It doesn't say, but they were going to shoplift at the Target where there were 10 police officers.
What could go wrong?
Doing Shop with a Cop.
What could go wrong?
Mm-hmm. The woman tried to steal and leave Target with $1,900 worth of electronics.
Also, don't they have extra security tape and stuff on those?
I don't know, but what the funniest part of the whole story is that during the little shopping spree, before they tried to leave Target, one of the women stopped one of the police officers and complimented him on his generosity for doing Shop with a Cop.
Oh, trying to create a diversion, or do you think she actually felt that?
I don't know. But then she got busted.
Listen,
Clearly.
dude, if you would have shopped with my ass, I wouldn't have had to steal this stuff.
Let me pick a store that's just riddled with police officers and steal.
And a lot of times those have the local news media there, too.
Yeah, you're right, because they're videotaping it for the news.
Right.
What a fucking dumbass. It doesn't say who she is. But she's from Burton, Michigan, and the 18-year-old counterpart was from Flint. And they were down at Target.
Fabulous. I mean, what could go wrong when you're shoplifting next to a cop?
I mean, nothing, right?
Right. Speaking of being a dumbass.
Yes. We love dumbasses.
So, have you ever tried to return something where you didn't have the receipt?
Yes, and then you have to, give your ID, go through the whole rigmarole. Like, they aren't going to give you as much as you paid for it. Yes, it's a pain in the ass.
So usually, if you're paying with a credit card or a debit card, it's a lot easier because they can run the card and figure out
they can look it up.
That you actually purchased something from their store. Well, it is difficult, though, if you paid cash or allegedly paid cash. So we... Let everyone know that we're drinking.
I'm such a pussy. I'm drinking my wine through a straw on ice. I need some more $4 chucks. Sorry.
Yeah, that's high class. Well, apparently, if you had done this thing, you wouldn't necessarily need to worry about.
Sorry.
Nice. If you had what this guy had, then you wouldn't have to just settle for $2 chuck. You could get, the $6 bottle at Trader Joe's.
Okay. What is he buying?
So this guy tries to return a printer, like a personal printer that you would use at your house connected to your computer, to his local Walmart or some Walmart. His name is Gerald S. Carr. I think that the S part is because it's, the legal document that they found this on. Not that he goes by the 3 names.
Not that he goes by 3 names? Okay. Right.
But clearly he's got a third name.
Fuck you, Gerald.
Right. So,
Jared. Whatever you are.
Oh, all Jareds are a problem, aren't they? Anyway, so he goes to try to return this printer that he bought, and inside, stuck in the printer, are photocopies of $100 bills. So he's trying to create counterfeit $100 bills.
And he's returning the printer.
Right.
With the counterfeit $100 bills in it.
Like, open the printer, Jared. Doesn't take much to make sure that you open the printer. But anyway, he tries to return this printer, and it's got all of this fake money in it. So they also, when they find out, finally arrested him, which, by the way, he, of course, resisted arrest because that always goes well.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Why do you do that? Like, do you think you're going to get away?
No. I think they do think they're going to get away, actually. Either that or they just sort of react in the moment and think, this is my last chance. Yeah, so not only do you now get arrested, but you get your ass kicked, too.
Right.
So, anyway, when they arrested him, they found that he had 3 more counterfeit $100 bills on him. So he's wanted for that, and he's wanted for burglary and armed robbery. And basically, the whole story is this 37-year-old tried to return this printer without a receipt or proof that he bought it from that particular Walmart, and the Walmart people held him up enough and inspected the printer, and that's when they found the $100 counterfeit bills that were printed on it.
Dumbass. Like, take that shit out before you're going to return it.
Right. You're basically wasting fake $100 bills that you could be spending at Walmart or somewhere else. Except anybody who spends over $20, usually they do the whole hold it up to the light and see all of the stuff that's on the inside so that it's pretty hard to fake it.
Well, he's sloppy.
Very sloppy.
Jared Carr, you're sloppy.
Anyway, weirdly, which is probably smart, he didn't want to speak to the officers.
You think?
Right. But then when he was told that he was going to be under arrest, he resisted at the store service counter. And so can you imagine you're standing behind this dude in line? You're like, I just want to return my $2 chuck or whatever it is that you bought from Walmart that you need to return. I just want to return my shit.
And you had to deal with this fucktard.
And now this fucktard is getting arrested.
Can we talk about that word?
Yes.
I like that word. Say it again. One more time.
Fucktard.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, there's definitely a lot more big box crimes that we could talk about, but we're gonna wrap it up for today.
Cool.
So, get it? Wrap it up.
I get it.
But we always like to end every podcast just recognizing some first responders because they are the people that have to deal with all these fucktards when there are more important things to be doing in the world. So I want to give a shout out to Georgia. This county, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Glenn County Fire Rescue has the first all-female engine company, engine number 2. Sindel Tilston, I don't know if I'm saying your names right, Brianna Depp. They make up the first all-female engine company in Georgia. So kudos to them because I'm sure they're doing a lot of really good stuff besides dealing with fucktards like this.
Right. I wonder if the fire department has fewer fucktards than the police. I'm sure they have fewer, but do they still deal with fucktards? I'm guessing they do.
Well, yeah, because think about like drunks.
Oh, right.
Right? They're like puking and
car accidents
shitting
and stuff.
all over and I mean, so, right? The fire department comes.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow.
Like and follow us.
Like and follow us, Liquor and Lawlessness, and we'll see all of you bitches soon. Talk to you later. Bye.